Welcome back, everyone, to the greatest disaster on the internet. It's the Four Heads Podcast. I'm your host, Goldenboy, alongside with Bren, Sideshow, Reinforce. We're here to talk about things that make absolutely no sense and entertain your ear holes for less than an hour, maybe? I don't know.
Sometimes more than an hour.
Sometimes more than an hour. Sometimes we try and hit that sweet spot, but it never really works that way. So, general housekeeping. We are now at 3.8K subs on YouTube. Every episode we seem to just be going up. Every episode we seem to be going up, people. Let's see if we can hit the goal 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. All you got to do, go on YouTube, search for The Four Heads or Four Heads, like four, like not the number, but the word four.
But actually the number. I mean, not the word four as in like the actual word four heads.
English language is confusing as shit. So yes, the number four,
but in a word.
Number, but the word. Yeah, there you go. So that's hard. We also got to put that tag in foreheads too, because maybe that actually will help us out a lot more when you try to search. Oh, actually, if you type in number 4 heads, it shows up.
No way.
Yeah, I just did it. Number 4 heads, and it shows up.
Okay. The internet is wild, huh?
It truly is, man. We were just talking about this. What a time to be alive.
Like the fact that we're even capable of just typing something that we kind of mean but don't really mean, and then the internet just derives what we mean. That's crazy.
Yeah, everything's listening to you. There've been a bunch of times actually, just while we've been at work this week, where we've just been chatting some random shit, and then someone's looked down at their phone, and their phone's trying to sell them exactly what we were just discussing. It's a little bit creepy.
Scary.
It's weird how it works, but we'll get into the AI conversation that's inevitable.
Scary.
Later on.
Yeah, you know what upsets me? I just want to add to that. What upsets me the most,
dear God,
is when I've actually bought the product. I'm like, okay, I might, buy a laptop or whatever. Then I buy the laptop, and then for like a week after, they still do ads for the laptop, and I'm like, dude, you guys knew that I bought a laptop. Why would you advertise more for a laptop? Like,
because maybe you're not happy with the laptop that you currently have.
I'm not gonna buy 2 laptops.
Some people do,
bro.
They'll try and get you to upgrade immediately. Have you think about upgrades?
You're freaking Reinforced. If you want to have 2 laptops, like I think your hands are so big, you might have to have 2 laptops. For one for each hand. One for each hand. Just to... Anyway. Also, if you happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts, we thank you so much for that. Leave a review if you'd like. You can find the Four Heads on any podcast platform that you fancy. But we want to thank those who have been leaving reviews on iTunes or on Apple Podcasts, whatever the kids call it.
Can you review on Spotify?
I don't know. I don't think you can review on Spotify.
I don't think so, can you?
But
if you listen on Spotify,
marks on Spotify.
Yeah, if you listen on Spotify, I love you.
Yeah. I'm a Spotify user.
I'll whisper sweet, sensual things in your ear.
Oh, God. That sounds terrible.
We had some reviews, by the way. That was pretty awesome. And also, one guy left a 1-star review. No review, just a 1-star rating.
Yeah,
delete it.
So what the hell?
What a guy.
Delete it.
Cool. Thanks.
Wait, you can delete the
no.
The 1-star rating?
that would
Otherwise everyone would have a 5-star podcast, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I guess so. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. We also have 47 ratings from the time we spoke about it. Yeah. So 46 out of 47 people enjoy the Four Heads. That's pretty dope.
That's pretty
Even
good.
if you listen on Spotify or on YouTube or whatever, just pull up iTunes because you have that app and just rate it.
That's right.
It helps us. It helps
some reviews
us
on there, by the way. Great podcast comes from Guy Who Writes Reviews. This could be Bren. We don't know. It says, this is the only podcast that I really listen to, and it's great. It's very entertaining and has some very interesting discussion over tons of different topics. Look at that.
Wait. Can I go to his profile? Does he write this for every single review? That's the most generic thing I've ever heard in my life.
I also think that he's maybe not been listening to this podcast. I think he just wrote it on the wrong one. A lot of interesting discussion. It's just pure idiocy here.
Then we had another one from Vanessa using the hashtag Eat the Rich as the title. She says, I'm leaving this review to save Bren from working and crying at Tesco. I had to create a fake US Apple ID for this because I'm always watching on YouTube, but it was worth the 5 minutes of effort. I can honestly say this is my favorite podcast and makes me laugh until I'm in tears every week. Also, love the philosophical discussions and hot takes, though the highlight is still Pepega moments like this. Bren, if we had the ability to detach our penises, Alex. So if you're telling me you want to detach your penis and put it in your butthole, Josh has left chat. If that's not quality content, I don't know what is. Vanessa, thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you.
I totally forgot that we said that, and it should never be brought back up, honestly.
We talked about detachable penises. We did. Also, another
the penis is very natural, Josh.
Another favorite review here.
A detachable penis is not very natural, Bren.
I think we got to save ourselves some trouble here and stop talking about detachable penises, but we'll get to that later.
Totally agree.
Next review, Hecka Keiki says, "This is the worst podcast in the world. Perfect. 5 out of 7. So there you have it. If you want to leave a review, we'll read it on the podcast. Also, if you want to tweet at us, to use the hashtag 4heads. We always are looking. At least I do, because I have TweetDeck. So I'm always looking at people who use the hashtag 4heads and share with us. So,
do you know? Did you know, Alex, that I got reviewed this week?
You did. Please share.
I actually I won an award. I am now an award-winning esports commentator. Do you want to know
what?
Do you want to know what award I won? It was the, what are they called? The UK Esports Awards, and I was awarded Caster of the Year.
What? You're even commentating.
What? So, or like people like DDK or whatever. Like, very cool.
DDK, Henry G, Benson, they can all suck my nuts because I'm the because I'm the UK Caster of the Year, baby.
I just casted with DDK this weekend.
Yeah, he's terrible, isn't he? I'm much better.
He's actually one of the best commentators I've ever casted.
He's incredible. He's really good.
Yeah. Holy crap! So I can't see
UK Esports Awards.
I
have less than 1,000 followers.
Listen, I'm not arguing with it. They know their
shit.
You
recorded an acceptance speech.
They told me
you have to bring this up. You have to.
They fucking told me to. They gave me a template, and I was like, "This is horrific." And then they couldn't even get it into the show anyway. That was the idea of it. And then they tweeted out. I mean, just horrific all round. Honestly, it was.
They gave out an award for the best admin of the year. Good job.
I mean, I'm not talking about the legitimacy of the award. I think
no. It's very
take
important
it and run,
because I don't want
want
you to strut around LA and be like, "Oh, I'm an award-winning analyst," because you're clearly not. If it's not a legit,
I'm not an award-winning analyst, Johnny. I'm an award-winning caster. They saw my work at the California Cup.
There's some real issues here.
they saw your work at the California Cup.
Yeah, and in Thailand, when we casted the World Cup.
It can't be that because I'm the one carrying that duo.
Apparently not. I mean, the award speaks for itself.
Maybe they confuse us again, like people always do.
like when the Esports Awards. Yeah.
Esports Awards, they have a history of being confused. You know,
that's true.
I once won an award for Mitch.
Oh, last year,
the Esports Awards, whatever it was, one of the major ones. That they do.
It was like one of the proper.
It was literally Broadcaster of the Year.
Broadcaster of the Year. Yeah, it was a nomination for Mitch. And they played a clip from me at the grand finals.
That's horrific. That's an outrageous mistake because it's so easy to just get the right person. You just Google him.
And what's crazy about it too is that Mitch Leslie, Uber, that's not hard to find.
No,
right?
He was so upset. He was so upset.
I'm from a different country, man. Totally different accent.
I did talk to them because I hosted the Esports Awards, which also was really weird because I was up for 2 awards and I don't know. I was making a gag out of it. Like if I would have won, I just would have been like, here I am hosting the awards, getting paid to be here, and I win. Fuck you guys. And I didn't. So lol on me.
Well, unlucky.
And I did talk to them and I guess the person that put together the video was not from Esports, so didn't really know. So
sure.
it was from what they said, it was an honest mistake, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on it.
Sure.
But I mean, I was up for. It was just weird. It's like Esports Personality of the Year, and then I'm there, and then it's me, Ninja. I'm like, huh? So that didn't make a lot of sense to me. Speaking of awards, actually, this is interesting. So I don't know if it's public or not, and I haven't really talked about it because there's still a lot of logistics. But I am actually supposed to win the Ambassador Award for Personality of the Year at the Tempest. Oh no, the Esports Business Summit. That's what
you're just saying words now.
Yeah, you got to explain the context behind that, because that sounds cool, but it sounds exactly the same as me winning some random bullshit.
So it's weird. So it's like I'm basically there's this event called the Esports Business Summit that happens in Las Vegas and it happens every year. I think Puckett won it last year. But
it's the old boys club.
They went to some dinner or something with Puckett.
Yeah.
Well, then he went like back to back or something.
I mean, I don't know, honestly, but then they reached out to me and they were like, hey, we would like to present you with the Ambassador Award for Personality of the Year at the Tempest Awards. And I was like,
phenomenal.
Oh, okay, great. So I don't really know much about it, to be frank.
Ambassador is such a sick title, though. Like, I want to be the ambassador of something.
What is the etymology of ambassador?
I don't know. But
I don't know. Let's have a look.
It's just a sick title. Like, even ever since I played World of Warcraft when I was like 10, and I just grinded PvP to get these ranks. I was just like, I want like a title someday, like a rank. I want to represent something, Like, I don't want to, go into war or something, because that'd be pretty dumb and bad. But it'd be cool to be like, hey, I'm an ambassador.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, Johnny, we've lost you at this point.
I'm saying you don't want to go into a war.
No, but like I want a rank, but I don't want to go to war.
But that's like not how the military works.
I know. And that's why ambassador is the perfect fit, because I don't have to fight, and
you can still get ranks without being in the military. Like if you were a civil servant in the UK, or if you were like a lord or a lady.
Lord would be pretty cool. Like Lord Jonathan. Like
I don't think they would call you Lord Jonathan. I think they call you Lord Larson. They very rarely say.
That doesn't ring it.
Yo, Lord Larson doesn't ring it? Are you kidding?
What? That sounds amazing.
The same thing? That sounds so like Lord Mendez.
How do you become a lord?
Lord Larson sounds sick. Lord Hook sounds like
dude. That actually sounds kind of dope. Lord Hook.
Lord Hook.
No, you need to be captain. Lord
Wilkinson.
You actually do need to go in.
Lord Wilkinson.
I'm sure there are Lord Wilkinsons.
How to become
Lord
a lord?
Mendez though? I kind of like Lord Mendez.
Buy
Lord
an
Mendez
English title.
What am I lord of? A freaking like a rice farm? Like I'm not lord of anything.
I think you can technically buy a patch of land in Scotland to become a lord.
I think that's some bullshit money-making scheme. I think that's just what they tell people.
Okay, hold on.
I went to elitetitles.co.uk and you can buy a title.
What is it? Again,
you simply buy a legal, professional, presumed title.
I think it might be bullshit.
What if we put our money together, bought land, and then become Lord Forehead?
You're gonna legally change your surname to Forehead.
No,
Alex Forehead.
We'll sign it up as like the person is his name is like last name is like Williamson Forehead. That could be the name.
What are we gonna do? Invent a human?
Yeah, we invent a human, then we buy this plot of land. Right. And we'll like act like, it's like we'll make it like your face. Right. Like we'll take the picture and then we'll send it into them. Because surely, like, I mean, if you could buy a plot of land, I mean, I don't think it's like going to be that like much of a difficult process.
We could just rent a human. I mean, we could just rent a human and pay them to change their name.
What if we actually started a rent a human business? But rent a human for like things you need, like you need a picture taken or you need like that person to go to the event for you. Rent a human.
I think that already exists. It just tends to be because humans. I don't know whether you've ever met a human before. Yeah, that's you normally rent humans to do specific tasks. You don't just rent a human. Like that's as they said in Rick and Morty. That's just slavery with more steps.
Yeah. The absurdity of the sound "rent a human" it just seems so stupid.
There's I used to live with this crazy, honestly, genuinely crazy woman. I've told stories about her many times before. She was from Northern Ireland. Her home had been bombed as a young kid. She was a med student with ADHD, and she was just like a fucking whirlwind around the house. And God, now I'm just thinking of different stories. What the hell were we talking about? What was I trying to relate this back to?
Eat the rich.
No, not eat the rich. Rent a human. Right. And one of the classic ways that I could get her to calm down, and sometimes she just burst into tears, is to remind her that there was a website called Rent a Doggy, where you could just rent somebody else's dog for the day and look after them, and you had to pay, I think, to rent the dog.
But that's what WAG is. I mean, WAG does that now.
Right? But normally she would burst into tears because she just thought it was an incredible idea of like being able to rent a little puppy and play with it all day. She never did it because I think she was worried she wouldn't give the dog back.
How did you like meet this woman?
We were doing the same thing at university.
Oh, okay.
She was a phenomenal human. She is, as far as I can tell, still a phenomenal human. I just haven't seen her in ages. She may have died. It's difficult to tell at this point. I don't keep in touch.
That got dark.
Well, you never know. Everyone apart from the four of us could be dead, Alex. You don't know.
Yo, that's tight. Cynthia? She's not responding. Holy crap.
Delete the VOD.
Delete the VOD. All right, by the way, where did ambassador originate from is the Latin word for ambactus, which was a servant. Whoa. Then in Italian, it became ambasciator. Then in French, it was ambassadeur. And then in English, it became ambassador. That's pretty sick. So there you go, the origin of the word. That's how we started with this whole thing.
Right, so like you're on an errand.
I did my research while you guys were talking about something about the woman. I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Okay.
Apparently, most titles you can buy on the internet are just fake, but you can buy Scottish barony titles, and the usual prices are about £100,000.
Jesus, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send you the link here.
That's expensive for no reason.
And so currently they're selling three titles. One is a Lanarkshire barony with a fascinating history, a Midlothian title with a long and interesting history, and an Angus title with links to the Jacobite uprising.
Okay.
And you have to like contact this website like personally, like privately, discreetly, whatever, and you set up a price, and apparently you buy the title, and you can become like a baron.
That is crazy. If you desire a barony title, it will cost you a minimum of £85,000, which is like $100,000, something like that. Without commission and VAT on top of that, and legal fees, it's going to cost you £100,000. Wow.
So you're saying there is a way.
One barony title sold for a reported £1 million.
I'm just saying, if we put our money together, one of us could maybe become a baron.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Baron Hook.
You have enough money, you can do anything.
Yeah, this
Baron
is weird.
Hook? That sounds freaking dope as hell.
You have enough money, you can do anything.
Dude, you like have your nameplate on the Overwatch League, and it is like Baron Bren.
Because they have to officially acknowledge your title.
People would assume though that it wasn't. It was like some weird shit, right?
I don't know, because eventually, what do you mean some weird shit?
It's like some weird shit.
Wait, what do you mean? Because I thought you meant fake, but now you're saying weird shit as if it's like some kinky shit or whatever.
Nah, like my. It would be like my. My esports name. They think I was just built into it, you know. My esports name was Baron Hook. They wouldn't think it's legit.
But what if, like, in the nameplate when it says Brennan Hook, it says Sir Baron Brennan Hook?
Baron Brennan Hook. Yeah, you don't really have the right name for a barony.
No, well,
your first name sounds too similar to Baron.
Well, I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I think we should do it. I think we can make it happen. Honestly,
I kind of fuck with it.
Okay, well, you know, if you have a free mill lying around, then go for it.
Well, speaking of someone who has a free mill lying around, Ninja went to Mixer.
Yeah,
that's the next
free
topic.
Mill. I don't get it.
Free couple of mill, I think.
A free.
Oh,
free
mill.
Oh. Million.
I'm so slow.
Keep it together. Keep it together.
Like, I thought it was the mill that like goes around and like harvests
a windmill. If you have a windmill,
there's a mill lying around. Are you kidding?
It's okay. It's okay, Johnny. You're just. It's not your first language. You know, and that's really what it boils down to. Your fishing village didn't have it.
But now you're in America, baby. You can't be messing up.
The land of the free. Home of the brave.
Scotland. Home of the brave.
Something about a dream, right?
Yeah. There's an American dream. Yeah.
American dream. Yeah.
I think it refers to the opioid addiction. Everyone's you know, everyone's just in those drug addict dreams.
I want you guys to go over to Ninja's Mixer stream right now. This is actually.
Is he actually streaming now?
No, he's not. He's not streaming right now.
I don't even know how I would find a Mixer stream. Is it Mixer.com? Is it Mixer.tv? Mixer.com/Ninja.
There are people in his chat right now.
Yeah, just chatting up.
Those people are crazy.
Are these bots? It just say like Ninja's the best.
Yeah, no, these are people that are like waiting for Ninja to come back online. He went live for 2 times already. He's already at 3.8 million total views. As far as his follows goes, I gotta find it. Yeah, he's at 675,000 followers on Mixer, which is actually pretty nuts. And then I believe like hundreds of thousands have redeemed their free sub.
Literally hundreds of thousands. At one point, he had more subs than he did followers, which makes sense because the big thing in pink everywhere is claim your 1 month free sub. And to be fair, no one's paying for anything, so we'll really see how many subs he has when you're forced to actually.
Wait, I think ultimately though, it doesn't matter how many subs he gets because if I so I don't know obviously the contents of his deal, but remembering my time at Twitch and how typically it would work, he's has to be getting a flat rate. Right for the year, for like per year, and however long he's signed. Yeah. So that rate, I don't know what the number could be, but it for him to leave Twitch, it had to have been in the millions.
Well, right? what was the reported number, Bren? I'm sure you.
It was 25 mil, I think, for a 3-year deal.
Yeah. Who reported that?
Yeah, who reported that?
Slasher.
Right. Okay.
Take it with a grain of salt, but still.
It sounds reasonable, no?
But those numbers don't seem out of the ordinary. Yeah.
No, they don't.
For the amount that he was offering.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the deal that the Overwatch League was reported to have, and then, honestly, Ninja is pulling in similar numbers. So it's kind of crazy.
So that's an interesting thing. So I think that what's going on right now is that he has, let's say, a $25 million deal across, let's say, 3 years, right? Which, you know, you do the math and you split it up, not that bad. We're looking at what, like 7-8 million a year or something like that. 3 years.
That's like at least a few Barony titles that he could buy.
A few Barony titles. But he's not. If I was Mixer, he's not getting any of those subs. Those subs are going straight to Mixer.
You think?
Yeah, they have to. He's not. There's no world that he is also getting subscribers on top of that. Because
I think.
Go for it. Because there are no. This is our podcast, people. There are no commercials, no ads on Mixer. So because of that, the only way that you really earn is through Embers, or like a streamer earns is through Embers, which is kind of like their bits currency. And then I think there was like the Spark system, which allows people to like pay virtual currency, but it's not like purchasing it with real cash, but it's something you earn by watching.
Right.
So like, for example, I have like 140,000 Sparks. I watch a lot of Mixer before Ninja even got there. And yeah, so it's like you earn Sparks for each minute you watch, and then you spend them on skills and mix play to interact with the stream. So skills are essentially like just emotes, right?
Okay.
That you can like pop up, which is nice. And then you can also use Embers, which is something that you purchase with real money. And then when this goes straight to the streamer. Now, I wonder if he is getting the Embers and not the subs, or if he's getting the subs, not the Embers, or neither, because he's getting paid millions of dollars.
Well, why do you think he wouldn't be getting the subs? Because
at Twitch, I know that we wouldn't have done that. Because Twitch has to make money off of this, right? Ninja's presence on the site simply does not garner enough money earned. But where he will earn money is through subs.
But do you actually think that they're expecting to make a profit just off Ninja? Or is the idea to actually legitimize the platform and bring other people in? It seemed to me more of that kind of punt.
It's twofold. It's if there is money to be made off of Ninja promoting subscriptions and stuff like that on the platform, that's a plus, right? That is like, I think, the smaller goal. But the bigger goal, obviously, is content acquisition. It's getting this big name to switch over. And I know that a lot of other big names are being engaged. And some people were hit or miss on it. But the one I did not expect at all was Ninja.
Yeah.
So that was certainly
why didn't you expect Ninja to leave?
because he, I mean, maybe it's just because like I like maybe a little blind faith, I get, or not faith, but allegiance, I should say, is the word.
Sure.
Because Tyler was there since the Justin TV days. He was like one of the first streamers on the platform playing Halo, and like I'm more than happy for him because like make that money. And also too, like I also like Mixer a lot as well. So I think that it's good for the community at large that, this is a thing. But I was kind of shocked because it was like kind of synonymous, like Ninja and Twitch was pretty.
Yeah.
When you thought about one, you thought about the other. So I did not expect this to happen.
I actually
it certainly caught me off guard.
I wasn't that surprised by it, honestly, because I felt like most of the hype from Ninja's early days playing Fortnite with like Drake or Marshmello or whatever sort of died down to the point where he's now in a state where he is the most popular internet brand out there. Is that fair to say? He was sort of on the decline.
Most popular gaming personality.
Yeah, gaming personality.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Who else would you have up there, Bren?
Shroud.
No,
Shroud's
not
maybe.
mainstream capacity.
I mean, Shroud's up there. Maybe for a variety, in terms of variety, like whenever Ninja swaps to a new game.
No, I'm talking like social media presence and
just mainstream appeal.
I think some YouTubers might be higher, right?
That's the thing, though. CNN knows, they know Ninja. They'll never know Shroud, or not never, but they won't know Shroud, right?
Yeah. But everyone knows.
They'll know PewDiePie.
Yeah, that PewDiePie has a good job. But everyone knows live streaming is sort of the future, right? And so I think there was a lot of hype about Ninja, but I wasn't too surprised because it felt like he was sort of in a decline with his streaming career. Like, that's not fair to say because he was pulling insane views, but like compared to like the peak FOMO hype level of Ninja,
I know
at a point where he had to like quote unquote sell out to like gain the maximum amount of value from his brand. So I wasn't really that surprised by it. And I mean, I don't know how he's going to do, but I could see a point where like Ninja becomes like a top 5, gaming personality rather than the clear number 1. And then I think in hindsight, it's not a good move.
Even now, I mean, if you see yourself starting to be caught up by other people, like other people in Fortnite are starting to get big, and you've got people breathing down your neck in that sense.
Didn't make the World Cup.
Sure,
but like
makes
FIFA did.
It makes so much sense to have all of this media attention on you as you switch brands. As like everyone's talking about Ninja now, and everyone will continue to monitor him and look in on him and see how he's doing and this kind of stuff. He's absolutely leading the way in a totally different manner now. He's just made it all about himself again, which is phenomenal branding from him.
Yeah,
he's a trailblazer.
I also think it was a good move for him, the way people look at Ninja, because worst case scenario, had he stayed on Twitch, it would have been like, a slow decline where maybe people start watching more TV or whatever. But now instead, it's sort of like an action behind a possible decline in viewership where people are like, oh, well, he went to Mixer and he's not doing as well, but he sort of got paid for...
Sure, and then in 3 years when his contract runs out, presuming that report is correct and he has a 3-year deal, if he comes back to Twitch, everyone will be like, holy shit, he's coming back to Twitch. Like, just by moving your content around, you generate the hype.
Yeah.
I think that Ninja's position on Mixer is, if anything, what it's doing now is it is creating that competition in the space and that is desperately needed by Twitch, because we saw what happened when YouTube was allowed to basically dominate and monopolize the market. It was not what's best for the marketplace, and streaming is still wide open. There's so much potential there. It's pretty exciting, to say the least, that there's now, I think people are looking at it and there's an option, and it's always been there. I mean, Mixer's always been there. So if you go to Mixer right now and you look at what are some of the top streams, obviously Fortnite's number 1, Apex Legends is number 2, music is a category, is at number 3. And I honestly, I think it's just because of Monster Cat's on there, which I don't think Monster Cat is on Twitch anymore. I could be wrong, but let me look real fast.
It is interesting, though.
Cat is on Twitch.
Monster Cat Radio is the number 1 stream on Mixer. It's got 5.3k viewers, and it's saying 24/7 sparks. So people are just presumably, if I understand it correctly, are listening farming just to like sparks. Chill music and farming sparks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually what I do. I'll like be working and I'll pull up Mixer and then I'll go to music and I'll just farm sparks. And then so that this way, like if someone types, someone wins like an Apex game, I just type GG, something like that. I know it seems crazy, but like the Spark system is actually a pretty ingenious thing. The problem
Tokens.
It's like tokens, right? But the problem is that you can't make money off of it. I think the idea was that people were going to make money off of Sparks, but now Sparks are really just a gateway for you to just make yourself notice in the chat. And I have to talk to some of my friends at Mixer to like know, but like I don't know what necessarily Sparks does for the streamer, which actually I'm gonna hit up my boy Covent right now and ask him so I can get some context here. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting times. And hell, I've even, there was a point in time where even I considered a while back moving to Mixer when I was taking streaming seriously, because it's nice to go to a platform that's like brand new where you can talk to people, you can actually like talk to staff members, even though I don't have that problem with Twitch as a former employee, but I know many others have that issue, you know?
Have you seen what's happened to Ninja's Twitch page now as well? I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool.
If you go to twitch.tv/ninja, you don't get kind of a blank offline channel where he's never going to return to. It says, the ninja you're looking for is in another castle. Check out these other popular live channels. And it's got just, it's basically all the other Fortnite streams. You are just browsing Fortnite when you go to twitch.tv/ninja.
That's so smart.
It's genius.
Someone deserves a race, man. That's so smart.
That actually is freaking intelligent. And also like, whoa, that's wild.
It's aggressive from Twitch.
Is his account not there anymore?
No, it still exists. There. You can still go on videos.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
You can still look at his videos and clips and stuff like that and see who he's following and his followers. But the main actual broadcast, because he's not a partner anymore, because he moved to another channel and signed a contract with
actually,
Mixer.
if you go to his channel, it's not the same anymore. It's not like a channel, right? Like if I go to twitch.tv/Bren right now, and I go to Bren's page, right? It has a view and everything, right?
Oh, sure, yeah. You can't view anything. There's no way.
By the way, you're hosting a Minecraft streamer, which is
shout out to Kurt. I love Kurt.
But if you go to Ninja, it's just Fortnite streamers.
Yeah. But his channel itself has still got the archives and the clips and followers and all of that stuff. It seems like all they would need to do is reactivate the viewing box and it would come back, right? It's not like they've deleted it permanently, or at least it looks like they haven't. They've just kind of changed the look of it. That is a very aggressive
play, though.
I think it's fucking hyper intelligent. I know it might rustle some people's jimmies because it's like they've removed Ninja from their, expunged him from their platform or whatever. But this is just great marketing, because everywhere, all over all of his previous YouTube videos and stuff like that, it'll say twitch.tv/ninja. Like in all of the descriptions and the little things that he's put everywhere. And people will still be tuning in to twitch.tv/ninja for months, maybe years. And they'll get redirected to other... And it doesn't say he's gone to Mixer. It just says he's in another castle. Check out these other streamers.
That's wild.
I think
that's sick. I think it's sick. I think it's really cool. And I know that. Cool. Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I mean, if you're a close friend of Ninja, it probably comes like, oh, that's pretty BM. Like, why would you do that? But
I don't
like
like
it.
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
Because it's like a special case scenario where this is his channel, and even though Ninja didn't do this, what he could have done is selected his offline screen to be like Mixer or some shit, right?
Right.
And just to direct people, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. That was a huge issue when people were abandoning the platform to go to MLG TV. What people were doing was, if they had like a popular channel on Twitch, they would they would go live on Twitch with just a message saying, "Watch me on MLG TV," and just spam the chat. Or the second thing that they would do was they'd put it in their offline image and in their title, "Now at MLG TV," or they'll put a link in their title.
You can't do that.
MLG TV. So you can't do that. You can't put the offline image or go to another platform.
Okay.
But that makes sense, right? Like, you shouldn't really be allowed to advertise. It would be...
No, I totally support it. I mean, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. It's disrespectful to, I think, advertise a totally different platform on another platform. Unless they serve
streamers are advertising their stream in my trap.
What do you mean? Yeah, and that's disrespectful. And
you're fucking randomers. It happens all the time when I stream Fortnite. I always get like Bobby Basketball 2006 coming in. Watch my stream. I'm just like, you do realize that's incredibly rude, but then I empathize a little bit. I'm like, oh, actually, you're 13 and you've got an underdeveloped brain, so that makes like a lot of sense. What you're doing, you haven't developed the emotions yet to be able to even comprehend why that's BM. You coming into someone else's chat and advertising your own stream.
You're literally not wrong either. There's literally no reason why they would understand that.
Yeah.
If
underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Ninja leaving Twitch is great for a few people. It's great for Tfue, who never really struggled with viewers, but it just establishes him as the #1 Fortnite streamer now, no questions asked. Even though he kind of was becoming that before, but now it's like no questions asked, right? It benefits guys like Dr. Disrespect, who have obviously created like a great brand around themselves. And now that people are just going to look for that entertainment and gameplay combo, they'll go to Dr. Disrespect now. I think it also has benefited XQC like a bunch as well, because XQC, while he's a little different, he has like shades of Ninja before he became super popular, where like Ninja was like very loud and very like crazy, kooky.
The
and
fuck
all
you say to me, you little bitch?
Yeah, XQC definitely has that audience. Although his audience has always been like a very trolly, meme community, so I don't know if it necessarily like matters all that much. But yeah, so I think there are a few people that have definitely benefited, that will definitely benefit from it. People certainly go to Mixer, but my concern is that I don't think the move from Ninja to Mixer, and I want to be proven wrong here, is that it will benefit their streamers. Because at the end of the day, Mixer should be taking care of their people, the people that they have worked with to grow. So like my friends Covent and Brittany, who are pretty big names on the platform, or Jared FPS. Like these are guys that are like have been grinding it on a Mixer from day one. And I hope that they're doing things to take care of them and give them more support.
Do you not think people will check out other streams on Mixer? Like
I don't think so.
There should be a trickle-down effect. Yeah, there should be a trickle-down.
Unless he plays with them, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I was monitoring the viewership, right, when Ninja was blowing up. And looking at the spread, the kind of, I don't know what you call it, the weights, I guess, of the viewership.
Yeah.
Where it was weighted.
Right.
And when Ninja was dominating, super top heavy onto Ninja. The other streamers not pulling as much, like maybe 10K is the highest, like alongside him. But it's a way more healthy over time on Twitch. Like when Ninja was dropping down to maybe like 60K concurrents, the viewership has spread a lot more out now. So I think it will be beneficial. Like people will go to Ninja's Mixer, he'll stop streaming, they'll stay on the platform, and they'll look at the next Fortnite streamer, the next highest one. And if they like him, they'll stay. Like over time, you'll see that trickle down effect. The same way it happened on Twitch, you'll see it on Mixer as well.
Yeah, you could be right. And again, like I said, I want to be proven wrong in regards to this, because like I want nothing more than for my friends that stream on Mixer to succeed as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
I just certainly know that like that is always a problem, because I remember when we had science and stuff at Twitch that would come and bring us numbers. Like we had a science team, and they would present us with numbers, and we'll see like what were some of the overlap on some of the games. And it's like Dota, for example, like the Dota audience, like they just watch Dota. They didn't go anywhere. They just stay. So it was like this bubble, right? And it was like Dota. They never left that area. That was it. They were the furthest away from anyone else. There was like a sliver of individuals watched League of Legends. Whereas League of Legends had a lot of overlap. So League overlapped a lot with, this was I want to say when Overwatch first came out, League had some overlap.
Sure, that makes sense.
Like Call of Duty had no overlap with anyone else besides like I think it was like Halo or something, and League of Legends. Halo and League of Legends. But Halo was like tiny. So there's like the audience is going to go where they want to go, and Ninja's just a big enough name though that he can pull viewers from Twitch, but those viewers are still going to watch Twitch. There's way too much content on Twitch for people to simply ignore watching Twitch. That's just a fact. So we'll see, but it's good. It's good for the industry, I think.
Yeah, competition is always pretty good in those regards.
And I hope he becomes a Baron.
I'd love
Ninja.
Baron Ninja. What is Ninja's,
sounds like a video game.
What is Ninja's surname?
Blevins.
Blevins. Baron Blevins?
Yeah.
Don't know. Does that work?
I don't know.
Fair
But
enough.
I got an important question. Alex, you playing Classic WoW when it comes out?
Maybe.
I know Johnny's answer. I know Josh's answer.
I mean,
yours, Alex.
it depends on what our audience wants. Does the audience want us to play WoW together?
I ain't playing
Probably
WoW.
not.
I'm ruling myself firmly out of this fucking discussion. It's a grindy game that is... People only want it because it has nostalgia. If the game was actually released now, nobody would play it.
No, you're wrong.
No, I don't think I am.
So I can actually say that someone who grinded when I was like 10, 11, I actually ruined my Overwatch career by playing on private servers. So I actually got back and started playing on private servers, and therefore proved that the nostalgia was not just purely nostalgia. I actually enjoyed playing the game again.
Of course, that's nostalgia. But it's
but I still enjoyed playing the game when I was like 22.
There's certain mechanics of Classic WoW that make it inherently, better than the current version in a lot of senses.
Like what?
Items have meaning. So there's a lot of unique items in Classic WoW that you pick it up, you know it. Like if somebody else has the same item, it's the exact same in current WoW. It's just like a random fantasy name with a bunch of randomized statistics that may or may not be like a 0.5% upgrade in your DPS. There's a lot of unique items that you could get that might not have even been the highest level item you get, but it was best in slot because of some weird quirk that was attached to it. So like you knew those items like off the top of your head.
It was also slow to the point where everything feels rewarding gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
Where currently in current World of Warcraft, you play for a day and you make so much progress that you're like, I don't really recognize the project, the progress I made, and it doesn't feel like I gained anything. But in old World of Warcraft, you put in like days, and you're like, finally, I got this sick title. You enjoyed the rewards while you're working on something else, and then you know.
Fuck that shit! I don't want to put in days of grinding to get one result.
That was something. So I played Final Fantasy 11, right? And in Final Fantasy 11, there were times where I would log on to get like a group and to get a party, go fight. We would fight like these little bunnies in these like areas, right? But these bunnies could literally kill our whole party. That's how like powerful they were. And there are times where I would go and I would not level at all. Like I would spend a whole day. Like I was so high level, I would spend a whole day not earning anything, and it sucked. It actually sucked.
Okay, so I think
as a kid, that was fine because I had nothing to do. But I'm an adult. I travel all the time. I'm home maybe 2-3 days out of a week. I'm lucky. I don't know if I necessarily want to like spend my time sitting there.
Oh, he died.
I don't know.
Hello?
Oh, he's dead.
Wait, did I die?
The World of Warcraft people got him. You're back now.
Okay, well, let me explain why
what happened?
I don't know. You just lagged for a little second.
But let me explain why whatever your point was, you're wrong. You're thinking about it in the wrong way. So the great thing about Classic WoW is you can log on, and because the progression is so slow, that right now there's I think a toxic, pervasive mindset in gaming where people want to min-max everything with maximum efficiency. And if you don't log on and do this exactly what you're supposed to do to get to the next checkpoint in this way, you feel like you've wasted your time. But Classic WoW is almost so slow, and the real important part, it's not the destination, it's the journey, right? And that is the
very deep.
That is the Classic WoW mantra almost. Like you log on and you might just pick a bunch of flowers and you're just like, well, that was what I did and I enjoyed it, you know? Like that's what I did with my hour of the time. But you can also now that you're older, it's easier to recognize stuff that you can do more efficiently. So you can get stuff out of your day. Like Classic WoW, people always say it's too slow. Like it's not slow. People just shit and don't want to use their brains.
I don't think if World of Warcraft as a game at all was released tomorrow, it would be popular.
Wow.
It would be a niche game, I think.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand.
It's fueled by the legacy that it set up.
Yeah. Yes.
Right,
but you also have to understand.
But I'm brand new. I never played it before, so why the fuck would I want to?
Well, this is a weird argument you're making as well, Josh, because Old school RuneScape did the exact same thing. Okay.
Did what?
They
relaunched.
the
Yeah,
game
2007
from
RuneScape.
2007.
Yeah.
From the 2007
But that was 4 people that had played the game before as a kid that wanted to re-experience what it was like then. I'm explaining why I don't want to play World of Warcraft Classic.
What are you talking about? Yes, but no, shut up. You're making me skip my point. Just shut up. The point I'm trying to make is old school RuneScape came out, and it's now been going on for years now. It's like, what is it, 5 years? I think it came out 2012 or was it 2014?
I'll look right now.
I think it might have been 2014 that it was released. But the point I'm making is it's now
February 22nd, 2013.
13. So in between.
Close.
The point I'm making is this game has been rebooted and they've been updating it kind of semi-regularly, but they've kept the core ideas of having like a slow progression and like an expansive world and progress that doesn't get demeaned by updates, which kind of happens.
Wait, are we talking about RuneScape or World of Warcraft here?
RuneScape, but World of Warcraft is the exact same.
All right, okay.
And now old school RuneScape is the most popular game out of the two.
Out of what? Out of what two?
Out of RuneScape. Current modern RuneScape, old school RuneScape is now more popular and pulls in more new viewers. New
World
players.
of Warcraft.
Than the current RuneScape.
Oh, so, yeah. Well, but that was also like, yes, okay. So I did work with Jagex when I was at Twitch. They were like one of the first publishers I worked with. And we talked extensively about old school RuneScape, but like their desire to obviously push the new RuneScape because that was the one that they were actively working on. And I always just found it to be weird because it's like RuneScape as a whole wasn't always like the most popular game. It was big, but it wasn't like, it's not mainstream big, right? So it's had like its very core audience for a super long time. So it makes sense that all those people just hate change because that is a common amongst gamers that they just hate change. So they would stick with old school RuneScape because they give
the point I'm making is old school RuneScape has now grown beyond the new version.
Right, but I think that's just people swapping over. I don't think it's like a bunch of new 13-year-olds that are like, oh, I'm going to go and play 2007 RuneScape.
They encourage it. The game is they got free to play in. It's free to play on mobile. They've been making all the changes needed. The mobile community on old school RuneScape is growing massively.
Fair enough.
The point where I disagree with you, Sideshow, is that I agree that it will never be as popular ever again. It will probably never have 10 million subscribers or whatever. No, like we're past even that payment method, like you don't pay monthly per game anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're way past that.
Unless you're on the Xbox.
It's never going to be as popular again. But I can see how people would watch someone like Asmongold on Twitch and they're like 12 to 15-year-old kids because that's sort of his audience. Like a lot of it is just like old school World of Warcraft players, but it's also a lot of kids because they like him because he's like tilting and he has trash in his room and he's just like XQC of WoW. And he brings in like the new generation to classic World of Warcraft. And I think it's sort of a new audience, so I can see where Bren is coming from. But
it's the exact same.
It's going to be like 10 million.
But they keep making content for RuneScape, not old school RuneScape. All the content that I'm going on the website and I'm looking and I'm seeing just nothing but content for.
You're on the wrong site. There's two separate sites. Old school RuneScape.
That's stupid.
No, because they don't want it to be. They literally the developers have tried. Well, I say the developers. The corporations created a skeleton crew to create this 2007 version of the game, and it's a super small team, maybe like 15 people, that work on old school RuneScape. And the corporations, because I think it's Jagex is bought by Tencent. They don't want old school RuneScape to really be the main one. They like that. They hide almost everything that showcases the fact that the old school version is more popular than the current updated version with a fucking development team in the thousands.
Yeah.
Why do you think the old school one is more popular than the current one?
Because the sense of progression, the wide world that takes a while to get from point A to B. I think that adds so much to a game. We've moved
I can see that.
We've moved into a realm with game design where instant gratification is like the thing, right? People want to just instantly move stuff. Like if you can see in the Elder Scrolls titles, they added fast travel into it. Like Morrowind, there was no fast travel.
Bro, I gotta tell you a story. I was sat watching someone recently play Skyrim, and I was ready to claw my eyes out because like I didn't want to give them feedback because I was just sat there chilling while they were playing. And then every time I glanced up, they were like going the wrong way, like trying to mount a fucking hill, just running into walls, and they didn't know how to fast travel, so they were trying to like take the path from one area to another. I fucking swear to you, it took them 2 hours to get from one place to the next place, and they were like, oh well, I guess I arrived there, that's me done for the day. And I was dying. It hurt my soul. Like, some people are so bad at video games that it was genuinely, it took the entirety of the playtime they had allocated to get from where they started to their destination.
Well,
those people are out there.
Shut up, Josh. This is a shut up, Josh kind of session.
Wow.
Missing the point here as well.
Aggressive.
Fast travel. There's mods in Skyrim, like the Overhaul mods, where it's like an entirely new continent and different setting. They remove fast travel because fast travel does not promote the exploration of areas in games.
Some games are shit to explore, though. Like the bloody, what was it? The Metal Gear Solid 5 was tedious to run around.
Whose problem is that?
The game.
MGS4
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So the game just needs to shape up. Oh, I spilled pepper all over me.
MGS4 actually was
there's
phenomenal.
pepper.
Oh, was it 4? Oh, right.
No. 5 was the one that was a little bit more.
5 was the open world
I didn't
one,
like
right?
it.
Yeah.
4 had elements of it as well, but I thought 4 was like one of the best. So good.
Such a weird name of a game.
Okay,
I never got into it.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 2.
I've never played it.
The originals were fantastic.
But the other reason why old school RuneScape is now overtaking
Best freaking video games of all time. Go ahead.
The other reason is the streaming base. There's way more streamers.
Right.
That's
but when I look
school.
at it, when I look at a RuneScape stream, and I don't like to be one of those guys that categorizes people and like to label folks, but I look at streams in RuneScape and they all just look like a bunch of just mouth breathers.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm like, but maybe I'm wrong.
No,
and
you're not wrong.
I'm okay to be wrong. Like, and if there's a RuneScape player that's like, yo, Goldenboy, fuck you, man, you're a dick. Like, it's just like I watch a RuneScape stream and I'm oftentimes like confused. Although now I just clicked the stream and there's this guy named the RS guy. He's actually a good looking chap, so I'm okay with that. But yeah,
wasn't there a guy called Boaty? He was pretty entertaining, wasn't he?
Boaty.
It's Super's favorite stream, which should tell you the target demographic.
Yeah. All of the people I knew that I played TF2 with that played RuneScape at that point as well used it as a game to shut their brain off. They would just I don't know, just click on trees for hours and just turn their brain off and listen to music.
It's a mood.
Man, RuneScape looks so awful. Like, it legitimately looks like one of the worst looking games I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it was made in 1999.
Yeah, I get that. So why is it still popular?
Just because there's some game design mechanics in it that are just sick to this day. A lot of modern games are missing. But I think this goes back to a point that I didn't manage to get out, but game development these days, I feel like they're taking so much input from like studies and tests about like the attention spans of the average gamer or people.
Focus groups.
Focus groups, and they've gathered all this information and they've come to the conclusion that everything needs to be constantly something on the screen moving, flashing up, XP, gold, whatever. You need to be constantly giving them a dopamine hit. But if you constantly give people dopamine hits over small shit like that, it just all becomes the same, which is the issue I have with current WoW. The modern WoW is like I'm traveling around. There's been studies that compare this kind of stuff. And it's almost like directly comparable with drug addictions. Like I think that's kind of what.
Do you think that WoW Classic though is going to be big enough or good? Like, what is your expectations? I should say for
it's already won.
How?
How is it already won?
How is it already won?
Because when it dominated the World of Warcraft category, dominated when the beta was going on.
Yeah, because people were nostalgic and hyped for it.
But the viewership was absurd. Asmongold hit 100,000 viewers.
But of course he did, because there used to be 10 million subscribers. Those people loved it and have never had an opportunity to play it again since it got updated. I mean,
I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna be big.
It's like offering someone a portal back to their youth. Of course, people would get in the portal.
The issue they're going to run into is going to be the same issue that old school RuneScape did, where it was about a year on, maybe 2. and they were bringing out slow updates, but not really much massive content updates. But now old school RuneScape has gone in a completely different direction to what the current game is. It's like an alternate universe, but it just branched off in different directions.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, what ends up happening to this game? Like because you had what was the first expansion? It was the Burning Crusade.
Yeah,
was it right? So what happens there? Right? What happens? Do you go to the Burning Crusade? Do you go to Legion, or do you just? Because if I'm Blizzard, like, what the hell do you even attempt to do with this?
I'm really curious to see, because they have a couple of options. I think they can follow the old dev cycle like they did before with the updates up until they got to peak popularity with Wrath of the Lich King. And they can just do it all the same, but then what do you do once you reach Wrath of the Lich King? A lot of people quit around the time of Cataclysm. A lot of people don't like it. So do you update it now, or just stay on Wrath of the Lich King all the time? That doesn't work. What I think they need to do is, I think they need to do the updates in their own way. So just keep going the usual route, but remove the updates that they think weren't good, and maybe improve upon the formula that already exists.
So they're essentially getting a do-over.
Yes, which is what old school RuneScape did, and that's why it's now the most popular game out of the two.
But then what the hell happens to the other game?
It just stagnates and dies, like current RuneScape is. Like current RuneScape.
But what happens to the people that like it? What happened to people that like WoW right now?
Yeah, they can still play it. It will still be supported, but it's like current RuneScape. What they've turned it into. There's so many parallels to what's going on right now with WoW and Blizzard and how they're taking care of it. But it's just filled with microtransactions, and the people that are playing it are people who have been playing RuneScape for ages. They have these characters they built up over long periods of time, and they've invested so much money into microtransactions into the game that they don't want to let it go. And that's what supports it. It's like the whales of it. And that's probably what will be the case with WoW as well. People won't want to leave behind certain characters, but I think what you'll find is people who are new to WoW, and case in point, Wolf Schroeder never played WoW before. He's going to start playing WoW Classic.
Yeah,
it's now starting.
I mean, I actually know a bunch of other people as well. Often friends or partners of people who were really into WoW Classic and have got really excited about WoW Classic. I know that they're going to try it as well. I just personally am a bit. I think for a lot of adults that don't have the nostalgia hook, I think it'll end up being too much time in for reward out. But who knows? They might similarly just get hooked. I was talking about like old school stuff. Take a guess when Nintendo as a company was founded.
It's like the 1910, right? They made card packs.
Dude, it's 1889.
1889. I knew it was very, very early on. Yeah, it's one of the oldest companies.
Like insurance and stuff too.
What the hell? They used to make love hotels.
Wait, what? What?
Nintendo set up a love hotel chain, like a sex hotel chain.
What if like Nintendo opening up that Nintendo theme park is really just trying to reopen the Nintendo Love Hotel?
Okay, I mean, I've got the Wikipedia page up here for Nintendo, and it's one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. Look at this shit.
I want to see this.
Okay, so let me copy and paste this. I've got to take the dock off the screen now. I've screwed it up, guys. All right, there.
Sorry.
Now it's in there.
Always share. Come on, man.
Sorry, I should have shared. So it was founded as a playing card company, right? Mm-hmm. But then in 1956, after what is that? Nearly 60 years of being a playing card company, or more than 60 years of being a playing card company, the guy's grandson went to the US, to the biggest playing card company in the world, and decided that the playing card business had limited potential. So then they decided to use their capital to experiment in other stuff. So the first thing they experimented in was that they set up a taxi company. So Nintendo went from being a playing card company to a taxi company. Then they set up a love hotel chain, a TV network, a food company selling instant rice, and a bunch of other ventures that all eventually failed. What a weird route to get to selling games and video games.
That is freaking weird.
It's crazy, right? Like, actually mental. And then they went into actually developing, handheld games.
Yeah. So it was Game & Watch. While observing a fellow Bullet Train commuter who passed the time by interacting idly with a portable LCD calculator, the idea became Game & Watch. In 1980, Nintendo launched Game & Watch, a handheld video game series developed by Yokoi. These systems do not contain interchangeable cartridges, and thus the hardware was tied to the game. The first Game & Watch game, Ball, was distributed worldwide. The modern cross D-pad design was developed in 1982 by Yokoi for a Donkey Kong version. Proven to be popular, the design was patented by Nintendo. It later earned a Technology Engineering Emmy Award.
That's
mind-blowing.
I did not know what Game & Watch was.
Crap.
I didn't know that Game & Watch was, because I've seen them in Smash, right? Like you play this little dude in Smash. But I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that the Game & Watch thing. I thought it was just a little spin-off game that they had. I didn't realize it was the kind of
Game & Watch was it.
precursor.
That was the first thing. And if you click on the Game & Watch series, it was just this. It was like one of the things that. So this came about in the 80s, and in the 90s, these also made their way out. Like there were Tiger electronic handhelds, and what it was like a little handheld device that looked just like the Game & Watch. And what it was like you literally played a game, and it was like I'm gonna see if I can find it for you. Tiger handheld. It was like this. There was only one game you could play on there because the image was like baked into the screen.
Yeah.
So like, but it was super cheap, and I had like 15 of them, man. It was wild. Like I'll actually send you this.
I forgot you were alive in 1889.
I wasn't alive in 1889.
Pretty much though.
National treasure.
Pretty much. Actually 1890.
1890, right.
Yeah.
I forgot
about
that.
So you can see it here if you pull up that Google link, and you can see what these Tiger electronic handhelds were.
Yeah. Those are tiny.
So like, and they would make like actual video games, but they would make them in like Sonic 3, for example. They had one for Sonic 3, or Double Dragon, G.I. Joe. They'd have a bunch of them. They were all awful. None of those games were good, like at all.
Wait, so it's like an mobile arcade back in the days.
Basically, but it only could do like one thing, like which was like whatever the buttons.
Sure. But I mean, if I go to an arcade, I usually find my favorite game and I just grind that arcade game.
Dude, Johnny at the arcade, when we went out for my birthday, Johnny was setting records. Johnny should be...
Really?
Johnny, if you want a rank, a title, something like that, you should join the military as a pistol specialist. Because he was playing this pistol. Yeah, he was playing this game where you had a little gun, and he was like...
It was a plastic gun in an arcade, bro.
Yeah, but your aim was incredible.
Your aim, though, bro.
I don't want to kill people.
Bro, it was phenomenal. If you were like alive in cowboy times, you'd be fucking dominating.
Yeah, I actually think we should have like a YouTube series or something similar to like how they do videos for Overwatch League. We should just do like a bunch of stuff. Maybe bring someone out. We can start a TV show, and we should like
that escalated quickly.
Johnny, where like it comes up like clay things and like shoot the clay birds or whatever.
Oh, clay pigeon shooting.
Yeah, I want to do that at some point.
Bro, you're missing the point though. I looked up the world records for this video game, and you were 12th in the world.
Yeah, and he was like playing it at some arcade in the middle of
random
Hollywood.
arcade, your first time playing it. You were 12 in the world for world records.
No, what game
fastest time completion?
It was like you pull up a revolver or something, and I don't know.
It was the one where you shoot cups.
Instagram. You got an Instagram video of it. Essentially, it's like you're supposed to pull it as fast as possible, like a cowboy, right, and shoot the targets. And there's like 4 phases, and there's like
okay.
It's called Quick and Crash. I found it immediately. It's this, what do you call it? Quick and...
But I don't know if people have like submitted like their times, because I never submitted mine.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true. That's true. I mean, we should.
Posted on Instagram. When was this? The story?
This isn't
2 seconds, 6:36. I don't know.
I'm just showing a demonstration of the game on the stream at the moment, but I mean, this guy's an absolute potato. He's awful. But Johnny was on fire.
I should have my time on my Instagram and compare it to the leaderboard.
Holy crap, dude! I've seen the video of you like stroking your ego about this thing.
Yeah, he's a born gamer, Alex. He's a born
this was the
gamer.
thing. Okay, yeah, this is the thing that you guys were like just staring at him. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, but you guys were like filming him because you had the fucking dumbass headband on.
311.
Yeah.
That's
311. I was like 30.
I like to see it. I like to see it live.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's wild. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of like random ass games like that have just sit in like the middle of nowhere in an arcade cabinet, or games that were created with like no real purpose other than to just generate like revenue, like easy cash, like those Tiger electronic games. Gaming's just had like a really interesting just path, right? Like as an entertainment medium.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
Well, you think about like, all the things that have happened, right? Like just even the origin. Like I read this book called the First Quarter. It was like an origin of video games, and it was the first 25 years, but it was called the First Quarter, so like had like good good connections there. And the basic video game, or like where everything originated from, came from pinball machines. So people were like, they were used to traveling and playing for pinball machines. So it was like, while the pinball industry was continuing to rise and people were getting used to the idea of going to certain places to partake in playing pinball, video game creation was also growing over here. And the very first video game, which trying to remember what it was like Battle or War, I forget the name of the game. That game was made on this massive freaking computer, right? But then people learned how to like bring it down, put it in these cabinets, and then boom, the arcade industry is created, the video game industry is created, and then here we are now.
It feels so unreal. It feels like that's this is gonna sound so bizarre. I'm gonna sound like a true papago when I say this. But like when you look at like documentaries from the past about like the Vikings, the medieval times or whatever, and then you just compare like the short amount of time, like 50 years, like from super huge computers to like now when I'm like, my phone is incredible. It's just like time, like we've advanced so fast and like developed technology that it's like unreal. It's hard for me to just like...
Time has shrunk.
It's hard to just like assess like how fast that actually happened.
Yeah. I mean,
it really is.
I was...
Well, what's the next step? What's next?
Who knows? I think one of my favorite thoughts to like mess around with is the idea that, okay, like technology and science advances at a ridiculous pace recently. The Industrial Revolution.
Well, science hasn't really progressed anything.
What do you mean?
Well, what was the last like big science that
What was the last big science?
Yeah, what was the last like big science breakthrough kind of thing?
The last 100 years have been outrageous.
Oh yeah, 100 years. I thought you meant like the last 5
like
or 10.
What, like last Tuesday? Like
no, but like
name the last science that happened.
No, but like the last 20 years, we haven't like scientifically developed that much.
What do you mean the last 20 years, bro? The fucking phone? I'm sorry, just
that's not science, though. That's not science.
Right, what do you define as science, though, Johnny?
Science is like, what they call it? Like, it's not called alchemy, but it's like, like physics breakthrough.
Right. No, we have also had crazy breakthroughs in maths and physics and all sorts of stuff. It's just that it's so far outside the realms of what you would usually...
I've been listening to this podcast. You guys know who Eric Weinstein is?
Yes,
yeah. So he started a podcast where he's essentially saying like he's like a super smart guy. I cannot even comprehend how smart he is.
Sure.
But like, and they essentially like present the idea that we've stagnated when it comes to like science and like technology advanced, but like we're just fine tuning concepts that have existed in the past. Like the electric car is not like a huge innovation because like we've had electric cars forever. It's just an industry that didn't really grow that much because of like because of reasons or whatever, costs.
Right.
But now we're just like fine tuning ideas that we actually came up with in the past. But like new ideas and new like scientific breakthroughs are a lot rare than we seem to think these days. And so we're waiting for like the next big thing, like the equivalent of the new next technology, like the smartphone or whatever. Like,
but what else? I mean, look, I'm gonna ask this very broad and dumbass question, but like, what the hell else is there that we could possibly do? I mean,
that's what coming up with things is.
Whoa! What do you mean? What the hell else is there that we could do? You think we're at the pinnacle of humanity?
No, we're definitely not. I mean, we are 100%. We are not at the pinnacle of humanity. I mean, if we are, that's fucking sad.
The AI breakthroughs that we've got currently are outrageous. I mean, we're on like we're. I don't understand how you can square the idea that we're not making wide advances in totally new areas and the rapid advancement of AI.
A lot of people are actually saying that the AI kind of situation is a bit overblown. I don't want to get into this because we have to leave.
We are
listen,
AI podcast, and I'm not smart enough to debate the concepts of AI. But
we gotta do plat chat in 7 minutes as well. But what I want to say is like a lot of people are saying that like until AI learns like creativity, we haven't really gotten that far because they're just fine tuning image recognition for AI, which seems spooky. But like actually, when you teach these AI to like play Dota or like play League of Legends or chess or whatever, you're essentially just giving the AI like a math formula, and you're like, hey, within these parameters, like perform like the best calculations. Or whatever.
It's within parameters, sure, but I mean, but that was just unthought of.
You guys
in a recent history. I don't know. He's disappeared. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's patently ridiculous. He's run away. He's run away. We absolutely boomed him. Johnny's run out of the room.
Just gonna attack him. Like I think that's the dumbest point ever. Also, technology just doesn't. Big breakthroughs that people reflect on over history. They don't just pop out of really nowhere. It's subtle. Yeah. They intertwine with your modern day life, such that you just don't even recognize they're there.
Yes.
Like,
and the breakthroughs are small at the beginning and build on each other, and then it happens over the course of like a 5-10 year period or whatever. I mean, it's not like we're in the stage where people are going to discover electricity or something, and even that took ages, a long fucking time, and also to be able to make use of it as well. I don't know. I think that's an absolute Pega take.
So maybe I'm wrong, but like, isn't science? Also
He's coming back. Yes. No, I totally agree.
Yes,
with you
it is.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like we have had breakthroughs in science and technology because they're
jeez.
They are one of the things. You did this, asshole. Okay. So like, oh geez, you're the reason why we're talking about AI for the 15th fucking time in our 11th episode podcast. All right. You're the reason
it's a popular topic. It's a popular topic. People like it.
We are an AI podcast. We sometimes talk about Twitch, Mixer, Fortnite, and then AI. It's
us and our listeners have the Cassandra complex, and it's just a fact, and I'm here for it.
Oh man! Well, we've been going for an hour and 14 now, so we should probably.
Yeah, I think it's
probably wrap up.
Yeah, well, we covered a lot of ground though.
Just so you guys know, we've had this topic on our Google Doc forever now. Every week we have this topic, and it's Elon Musk wants to hack human brains. And it was this BBC article from like a few weeks back. We've had this thing on our doc to talk about for the last 3 episodes, and we have yet to get
just
to
keeps getting pushed back.
So let's see if one day and then nursery rhyme AI.
Dude, that stuff's amazing though. The nursery rhyme stuff is incredible.
So maybe that'll blow your mind eventually. But also, and this is a quick subject that we have to talk about because I think it's just easy. It's easy content.
Yeah.
Doa has a t-shirt line. If you go to oldesports.com, you'll see Doa's beautiful mug, and it's so good.
It is phenomenal.
If you click on it, it's just the most Doa thing. He's got a shirt that just says Esports Consultant on it, and they're charging $25 for it. And you know what? I might buy one.
They're so good. Honestly, they're amazing. Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, you haven't seen the video.
Oh my god. All right, wait there. It's at the bottom.
Wait, we have to watch it.
It's at the bottom of the page. We have to watch it together.
Clicked it. All right, let me know when I'm ready to go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
My name is Brendan, and I am an esports consultant.
My name is Victor, and I'm an esports consultant.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm an esports consultant.
I'm Eric. I am an esports consultant.
My name is Jeffrey, and I'm an esports consultant.
My name is Pam.
My name is Bob Bishop.
I'm an esports consultant.
I'm an esports consultant.
I am a master of esports. I wreck kids online.
I can flex on any DPS.
I just found a skeleton costume on Mario Odyssey. I hope you guys get one of those.
Back in the day, my dad used to take me to the esports, and they're part of my life.
I mean, tell me that isn't the greatest video ever produced on the internet. It's so good.
It's so funny.
Whenever I see someone that they have like esports consultant in their name, I'm just or in their Twitter, I'm just gonna link them this video.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, any of our audio listeners, I think you kind of should have got the gist of the video, but you should go and watch it as well. Or look at the YouTube VOD. It's phenomenal. And he just told Alt, like, his idea for the video. This was Doa's invention, right? It came from his brain. And they found these people and, like, told them what to say and stuff.
Unbelievable.
So good.
So good.
I have no idea who they are.
Yeah, this is amazing. So the shirts are awesome. He's got one that's like a pocket tee. He's got the esports consultant shirt that they're charging $25 for, which honestly might be the best money you ever spend. Then you also got this cool Conquer shirt as well that fits Doa very, very well. If you know him, he loves painting his Warcraft figurines and stuff, right? I think I'm saying that right. I sound like such a boomer. He paints the Warcraft figurines, right?
It's amazing. You're a boomer talking about another boomer. It's incredible. It's boomerception.
Okay. F off. All right, I'm not that much of a boomer. F off. F off.
F off, you little zoomer. Get off my lawn.
I'm not trying to get us demonetized, okay? You fucking asshole. Anyway, this is good. I think this is a good place to end it. It's just I can't believe that we went another week and we talked about AI.
Oh, well, next week it's going to be all AI. I can feel it in my bones. Actually, no.
Should we do an AI edition?
Do you know what? Next week, I wanna start tapping into childhood memories. That's what I want to start tapping into.
No,
we sat down for sushi and we started talking about some childhood stuff, and it was gold. And so I wanna just like dig in a little bit,
I have an idea
into the brains.
I have an idea.
Okay.
For our viewers. In the comment section on YouTube, and also using the hashtag #TheFourheads on Twitter, give us some of your fondest childhood memories.
I would maybe correct that to most embarrassing childhood memories.
Give us your most embarrassing Give us your fondest, most embarrassing childhood memory. This is basically going to be poo discussion part 2.
No shit, please. No defecation stories again.
Okay, so your most embarrassing yet fondest childhood memories. Please leave them in the YouTube section. If you're listening to this on audio, you can go find us on YouTube, Fourheads Podcast. Next week is going to be all about childhood memories that embarrass the crap out of us. And I'm going to give you guys just a heads up. I have this one childhood memory that it doesn't deal with poo. It deals with poo. It's great. But I'm going to be very real with you. It's going to rock you to your core. Okay? You think I'm playing a game? You think I'm playing a game? There is no games being played here, mate.
What do you mean it's gonna rock us to our core?
It is going to listen. You're gonna hear this story and you're gonna be blown away that a child could do this.
Oh man, I got some stories for you as well.
Okay,
so
you're not ready.
Next week's gonna be great. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. All right, so I guess that's where we leave it.
All right.
What a cliffhanger! Oh,
what a cliffhanger!
Oh, it's gonna be such a shit episode next week.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be a shit.
Terrible. I have so many awful memories. I hate it. I was
Johnny's gonna break his chair.
I was such a big There
you have to be careful with that chair, Johnny.
Johnny's told me some of his stories, and they're so funny.
I was such a potato.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review and a rating. Spotify as well, if that's even a thing. Brent likes Spotify, so I had to throw it in there. Use the hashtag #Fourheads when you talk about this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it when you were watching it live. We'll see you next time. Remember,
write a review.
And share with us your most embarrassing yet fondest childhood memories. We're going to save that for next week, folks. We'll see you then. Peace.